Hello, my name is Simon and welcome to another episode of SNES Chronicles, a look back at all the games on the Super Nintendo by release date. And thus we come to the end of the year 1991 in terms of Super Nintendo in North America. Because if I didn't make it clear before, I'm using the North America release dates. But I will be covering PAL games. And the first game I'll be covering for 1992 will be a PAL exclusive game. Just to be clear, defining those release dates is something of a problem. It seems that no real definitive database exists for this kind of thing. A shame. The problem is, many of these games don't have definitive dates. Some of them only have the months, and some only the year. Usually more obscure titles, but still. I'll do my best to put them at the place that fits in the timeline of the episodes. So I'll use this time to talk about games I might have skipped for one reason or another. So the only game I haven't covered in 91 is Miracle Piano. Since you need a piano, I don't know piano and I don't intend to learn it. Just know there's a piano learning software on the Super Nintendo. Looks very interesting. So looking back at all the games of 1991, pretty diverse, but I don't think it depicts accurately the entire library of the Super Nintendo. Since we've got 7 sports titles, that's a lot. 6 shooters, and the Super Nintendo isn't even known for its shooters. Only 4 platformers. What I think are the most popular games on the Super Nintendo? 3 racing games? Only 1 beat 'em up and only 1 fighting game. 1 RPG and 1 strategy game. And there's other titles that don't really fall into any categories. I don't like categories. When you got games like ActRaiser, which has city building aspects, if you can call it that, on top of the platforming, or even Paperboy 2, which is essentially a scrolling shooter. But who talks about Paperboy 2 as a scrolling shooter? So here's my personal recommendation for SNES games of 1991. I base that choice on personal taste, but also on what I know people like and what usually pass for a good game on the Super Nintendo. I'll start with the platformers. It's what the SNES is most renowned for. Of course, Mario World. Castlevania 4. For the shooters, we've got quite some choices between Gradius, R-Type, and UN Squadron, all great games. In terms of racing game, F-Zero cannot be skipped. And a great RPG awaits in Final Fantasy II, or Final Fantasy IV, you know what I mean. And when I'm talking about this game in the context of the Super Nintendo, I say 2 because, well, the box says so. And a special mention to games that are pretty much unique like ActRaiser or Pallet Wings. Play these games. I won't really talk about sports games, each game is a different sport, so to each their own. And I'm not really the best judge of sports games since I'm not really into that. Of course there's other great games, if I haven't mentioned them, it might be because of other things, like the difficulty. And some games should just be avoided. Refrain from playing games like Home Alone, D-Force, or Ultraman. And let's not forget a classic, Bill Lambier's Combat Basketball. These games are truly bad, just skip them. So that's it for the year of 1991 in terms of Super Nintendo games. Remember that all these games have been reviewed individually. You can find them on the channel or in the description. See you soon, and remember, have fun, peace! Please leave a like, and show your appreciation even further by sharing or commenting. If you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. Other episodes can be found in the SNES Chronicles playlist. And lots of other interesting retro gaming content is available on the channel. Come check it out. Follow me on Twitter or Facebook for updates, check the links in the description.